everybody. This is Layla Phantom, or on here I'm Dark Angel Nico 333. Today I'm gonna be talking to you in more detail about Halfas, or half ghosts, like Danny. Since these are really hard to make, since people always believe that Halfas are automatically Mary Sue's in their own because they're half ghosts like Danny. But it's not really that hard, and that's why I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit in more detail about how to make your half a unmarried Suish. If you don't have a half a OC, then you can just skip this. Anyway, first things first, ghost name. Why is this so important? Because if you make it too over the top, it's just stupid and it kind of seems Mary Sue-ish. Like recently, I saw this OC whose ghost name is Goddess. Insert name here, Goddess. And really, that is overly Mary Sue, you wouldn't even believe. Please, if you can, go online, search for a thesaurus, type in ghost. There are a bunch of different synonyms for ghost, so you can just use those. And please don't go over the top like goddess or god or stuff like that because already it makes your OCC Mary Sue. Limits. Okay. Limits to a one's power, meaning you can't have one thing if you have the other. Like, if you have elemental powers, you train either more with those or more with the ghost powers, if you know what I mean. You can't have your OC have too many powers, since if they have every power in the world, there would be no need for practice, and there would be no need for, well, your OC would probably explode because they have too many powers building up inside of them. If they have every element in the whole entire world, they'd probably explode because everything's kind of bumping into each other and about to make your OC blow up. I don't know. Stuff like that. Please have limits on your powers. Like mine, there are actually ghost powers and plant powers, but I had a limit. So please try to do that. Weaknesses. Weaknesses are really hard to try and figure out for some people because they want to make their OC so freaking powerful that everyone will love them. Please, don't do that. What you need is weaknesses, pretty much. If you have elemental powers, please just one. If they have elemental powers, then if their element is earth or plant, like my OCs, then fire would be the weakness. So if you go against another OC or a ghost that has fire powers, they'd probably be beat pretty easily. And that's okay. I mean, if your character is paired up with Danny, then Danny would save her and blah blah blah, stuff like that. Um, it's good to keep a balance to make them not seem like a Mary Sue, and it's really really annoying. And plus, I do actually search around DeviantArt for Danny Phantom OCs, and I really don't like the kind of halfas I've been seeing. So unoriginal and so Mary Sue-ish. I really would like that number to go down. Practice. Okay. Practice, again, like practice makes perfect. Well, if your OC just gets their powers the day that you write them into a story or write them into the show, and then they're not going to be so good at them. And they're not going to know what kind of powers they have and stuff like that. I mean, they could have different powers from Danny. They could be able to generate electricity in their hands and not know it. But see, just like that, with practice, it depends on how many years, days, months your character has had the powers for. Like, my character has had her powers, I believe, for, I think, 2 to 3 years. So and she's been practicing so much with her plant powers that her ghost powers are slightly lacking, meaning she can't really go intangible for too long. She can't go invisible for too long. She can't fly, mostly because she's afraid of heights. So, stuff like that. If they don't practice with one thing, you're not going to be good at it automatically out of nowhere. Okay? So keep that in mind and be careful how long you give your OC the powers. Because it will change everything, every aspect about your OC. Elements. Elements being as fire, water, grass, electricity, earth, stuff like that. Please, please, if you can, only use one element for your OC and try not to contradict the element with another element, such as if you had fire, please don't use water because, as we see in Danny Phantom, uh, the element is inside them. Like Danny started feeling cold and the ice was inside of him, so that's why he has the powers. So it's basically two elements inside the body. So if your character has fire and water, that would just generate steam and they wouldn't be able to really use it that much. If your OC is plant and fire, then you'll only have fire because the plant kind of dies. Stuff like that. I mean, there are good combinations like water and electricity. Electricity conducts in water pretty well, so you could have like this awesome water electricity ball thingy, whatever you want to call it. So, if you can, either one element and ghost powers, or two elements and no ghost powers, but keep those two elements something that combines together to create something really powerful. Be careful with that. Special other powers. I don't really know why I put this on there, but it's something like the way your character uses her powers. Like my character, Allegra, her powers are to control plants, and she has ectoplasm, but it's not as strong. If she uses the plant life around her, she can create these little pink-looking petals, or dark green sakura blossom-looking petals with sharp razor edges that are like knife blades to cut her enemy. But she doesn't like to do it very much because it takes the life around it takes the life of the plants around her, and she really would only do it in dire situations because she loves nature. So, special other powers, be careful how you name them because it's really hard to name powers if really, honestly, it's really hard to name powers. I mean, maybe that's just me, but it really is. And please try not to use powers that your OC wouldn't use. Like if they have electricity powers, they wouldn't really use fire powers, so they can't really, do that. If your OC is light, maybe they can use photosynthesis or something like that. They can actually use the light and stuff like that to create some powers. And light and fire are pretty good together because you need fire and light. You need light to create fire, pretty much. Well, that's the last. That's pretty much the second installment of this video. If you have any questions, again, please comment on this video and/or note me on DeviantArt. I'll try to answer any of your notes that I can, or even send me a message on here. Either way, just as long as I get to it. I need some suggestions on what I should talk about next, and if you have any questions about anything, just please ask me. Even if you need help with your OCs at all, you can message me or something and I'll help you. Give me their bio and stuff like that, and I'll tell you what needs to be done and give you ideas too. I'm really just trying to help. Well, this is Layla signing off. Hope you learned something from this, and see ya.